Hello, how's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Toys, I see you're in the chat there. Hope you're well. Missed you last night. Actually had a pretty good night. You know, had I think at one point a peak of 7 people in here, and but we were constantly at 5 throughout much of the night. So, in terms of viewership, so that ended up being good. Um, Hopefully your day went well. Of course, we're gonna wait a few minutes to let people kind of show up here. I was here lurking. Okay, so you probably did see what was going on. We had a number of people. We had quite a crowd last night. Then, hmm. Yeah, just waiting a few minutes to give people a chance to come in. See if we can get more people here. And I thank you for the like and share already, Toys. As you know, I do appreciate that. Hopefully, we can get more people in here soon. Excuse me a moment. I'm gonna go off camera here for a quick. Oh, yeah, lots of new faces. Well, we had really one new face, and for the most part, the others were kind of guys who were kind of been here before, a little bit here and there. Cross Comics dropped in a couple times. Rick from Cross Comics dropped in a couple times before. I think Timothy was actually the other new guy. Timothy and the Broly the Mighty. That was actually his son who was in here. Um, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna go off camera here for just a quick moment. I'll be right back. Alrighty then. Let's see. Yeah, I fell asleep around the time the one guy told you we're done. Well, okay. What he said was apparently it was his little brother who said I was dumb. Who was like 7. So, and the guy who now that Broly the Mighty one, I actually met that guy before. Met him when I went to Vic's signing at Awesome Collectibles like a couple of years ago. Um, but I guess according to his son, anyways, his son is allowed to use his dad's account on, and I hope that's the case. I wouldn't want to see him get in trouble or anything. Um, yeah, so now we got 3 people in here. So, as always, guys, if you can like and share the stream if you haven't already, that'd be appreciated. Anyways, we got 3 people here, and it looks like we're just past the 4 minute mark. So maybe I'll talk about what's on tap for tonight. Once we get a little closer to 5 minutes here, we have 3 people in here. Oh, for the third person who's here, oh, I guess they left us. Okay, never mind that then. Um, yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So, how's your week going so far, Toys? Hopefully, everything is well with you. Things are going well for you at work and all that. Hey, 541. Anyways, not bad. Okay, not bad. That's good to know. Let's see. So now that there's back down to two of us, we'll probably just wait till the 8 minute mark before I get going here on talking about on tap for tonight. All right, we're back up to three people now, so that's good to see. All right, well, we're at three people now, so maybe I will go ahead and get started now. So here's what's on tap for tonight. We got 10 articles we're going to go through, all from... Hey, Lorenzo. Hey, man, how you doing? Stopping by to say hi and give you a like. I'm not sure how long I can stick around. Well, I'll try it because we got quite a few articles to go through tonight. Gonna go through about 10 here, all from Bounding, not from Bounding into Comics, but CBR. We got two comic related articles, and and 8 anime related. So tonight we're gonna start with the comic related stuff. So, but as always, if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, that'd be appreciated. Um, so, anyways, let's see. I'm 51. So let's see, and now, all right. I think I'll go ahead and get started with the articles then. So let's do the share screen here. All right. So, as I said, we got 10 articles in total, 2 comics related, and the other 8 anime related. So, here we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 shells up 250,000 at auction. A near mint copy of the first appearance of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 1984 garners an impressive price at auction site Comic Connect. Article by Jeremy Bloom, published 12. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics was actually, they were in the comics before they. Because I know the cartoon debuted in 1987. Because I kind of saw that. Didn't know that the comics though came out before that though. A copy of 1984's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, the first appearance of the scrappy crime-fighting reptiles, um, who would eventually go on to dominate pop culture, recently sold at auction for $250,000. Actually, I thought turtles were amphibians, not reptiles, but uh, anyways. The book sold on December 13th, which was yesterday, on the comic auction site Comic Connect, and was graded 9.8 by CGC, indicating near mint quality. Comic Connect's description called it the, quote, most valuable comic of the Copper Age, unquote, referring to the period of comics between 1984 and 1991, and, quote, notoriously difficult to find in such good condition, unquote, with only a few creases and dimples along the cover. Here's a copy of it. Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in a half shell. Turtle power from Mirage Studios. They're the world's most fearsome fighting teens. When the evil Shredder attack, you cut 'em, boys, no cut 'em, no slice. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. Anyway, quote, anybody who grew up in the 1980s understands the significance of this comic book, unquote. The description reads, quote, it is the action number 1, the showcase number 4, and the Amazing Fantasy number 15 of the 80s. Action number 1 introduced Superman. Showcase number 4, it gave us Barry Allen's Flash, the Silver Age Flash. Amazing Fantasy number 15 gave us Spider-Man, for those of you who were wondering. Self-published by scrappy creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. This book contains the origin stories of the Ninja Turtles and the Splinter, as well as the introduction of Shredder and the Foot. The moody cover, an homage to Frank Miller's Ronin miniseries, features deep blacks and bloody reds with muscular, cross-hatched renditions of our heroes standing ready against the forces of evil. Eastman and Laird's characters were soon to be toned down and made more child-friendly. But in these early books, they pulled no punches on the way to devouring their beloved pizza pies. Cowabunga! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. Eastman and Laird originally wrote and illustrated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1 as a parody of various comics of the 80s, from the 80s, including Dave Sims' Cerebus, the Marvel's The New Mutants, and Frank Miller's Ronin. Daredevil also served as a major inspiration, and a flashback scene telling the Turtles' backstory shows them falling into a sewer drain following to a traffic accident involved a blind man and a truck holding a radioactive material, a direct reference to the Man Without Fear's origin. As well as Dr. Midnight, believe it or not. First up. All right. Anyways, as we continue on with the article here, the black and white book was self-published via Eastman and Laird's company, Mirage Studios, and printed in small runs that eventually led to it becoming a major collector's item due to rampant comic speculation during the mid-80s. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles license, originally intended only as an indie pastiche, soon transformed into a multimedia juggernaut when Eastman and Laird licensed the characters to Playmates Toys action figures. followed along with a hit cartoon series that portrayed turtles as goofy, pizza chomping do-gooders. Despite this, the Turtles' relatively dark adventures in issue number one of the comic that started it all would serve as inspiration for the New Line Cinema film that hit theaters in 1990. Some of you might remember that as well. Of course, as I said, the cartoon came out when I was still a kid, and I was still watching cartoons in 1987 there. So and it lasted for a few years there, well into the early 90s. So, anyways, that's all for that one. And here's the next comics article we're going to hit up here. Say nothing new, I guess. Saying anything new. You guys have anything you want to say about the turtle article right there before I move on to this next one? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number one. You guys want to say anything about that before I move on to this next article? All right. Well, I guess we have a hello, fourth person. I hope you're having a good evening. As always, guys, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. And if you can help that out, see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Anyways, I'm going to go on to the next article here. Um, Here's the next article we got. Stan Lee fans are outraged over his Twitter account being used to sell NFTs. And I think I saw Yellow Flash. There was a headline I saw earlier that Yellow Flash did a video on this. Well, I just never got around to watching the video though yet. So let's see what this is saying. Fans are expressing their anger and disappointment over a tweet from Stan Lee's Twitter account, which promotes an NFT of Chakra the Invincible. Article by Brad Lang, published 10 hours ago. Fans of the late, great comic book author and creator Stan Lee are outraged following a tweet from his Twitter account dedicated to the promotion of a non-fungible token. The tweet, which includes an image of the superhero Chakra the Invincible, is being called out by outraged fans. From championship from championing diversity to embracing new tech, Stan was one step ahead of the curve. To honor his innovative spirit, Stan's first Indian hero, Chakra the Invincible, debuts in his own NFT digital art collection, reads the original message. So I can see why they'd be upset, because I think what this, at least the appearance this would give, is that somebody's trying to use Stan Lee's name to really promote their own work. Not necessarily anything there, but somebody's trying to use a fast trick to get some name recognition. I think a lot of people would not be too happy with that. Followers were quick to read, deeming the tweet to be a degrading and irresponsible message that disrespects the legacy of Lee and his influence on popular art. Published Arthur Turwin. Using Stan Lee's Twitter account to promote an NFT gets you sent straight to hell. Oh boy. Uh, from Ziran Buntuber. Ran J. Zhao. My bad. I didn't realize it wasn't Marvel that did this. But still, what the bleep, WTF, someone's weekend at Bernie's, um, Stan, Bernie'sing Stanley's Twitter to promote NFTs to quote unquote honor him. So, yeah, I think people aren't buying that they're obviously people are not buying this that he's um doing this to honor Lee. I knew the guy who introduced Eastman and Laird, maybe vice versa. Laird. Using Stan Lee's reputation to sell NFTs is so wrong. Um, More like a nasty bleeping tribute. Yeah. Again, a guy who did this sounds more like an opportunist, just trying to make a break for himself, utilizing somebody's already established reputation. That's just stupid and wrong. Ross O'Donovan adds his 2 cents here. My friend had their art stolen and sold as an NFT, tried getting it removed from the marketplace only to be ignored. There's so many stories, artists getting screwed by these. If you have a story about NFT theft, please reply here. A story art. Okay. From Dags Nomo 20. All right. Please do not send me DMs related to NFT art. I do not endorse them, so stop requesting my services to create them. I received like 20 of those DMs this week. I'll block anyone who insists. I already have many of my art stolen for illegal NFT material, so no. Thank you. Using Stanley's account to sell NFTs. Wow. Yeah, so I'm guessing a lot of these people are not happy. In a way, it's almost like it is almost a form of theft there. The verb defile was first recorded in 1275 to 1325 and comes from the Old French word defouler, meaning to trample on, violate. Well, you know what that also sounds a little bit like? Deflower. Defile, defouler, deflower. Kind of sound very similar. Reactions to the tweet have been universally negative as fans are demanding to know who published the initial message, while the source is currently unconfirmed. Twitter user at Taylor Derg notes that the account is allegedly being run by Orange Comet, a company that seemingly specializes in non fungible tokens. While this information is currently unverified, Orange Comet did tweet out an identical image of Chakra the Invincible approximately an hour before Stan Lee's account. So this company that's now apparently running his Twitter account is trying to use his reputation to build theirs. That's not cool. Non-fungible tokens, NFTs, have risen in notoriety in recent months. The blockchaining produced product allows users to stake ownership of digital goods acting as a kind of, quote, proof of ownership. The industry has largely been labeled a scam by many, while others point to the environmental degradation caused by the huge amounts of power required to create a single NFT. Mhm. According to Lonely Goomba here, Stan is rolling in his grave so fast that kinetic energy produced has solved the energy. Oh, God. According to Crimson Mayhem, there is something immorally wrong and distasteful about selling NFTs on Stanley's legacy solely for purpose to make a quick buck. Hmm. According to Ashpolt, um, Stanley's name to promote NFTs is grubby as sleep. Any kind of promotion like that is that you use somebody's well-established name to push something is, WTH. See all the responses here. According to Winter Dragoon, it isn't out yet. You have time to fix this. It's absolutely not how you honor someone's work after they have passed. Video game publisher Ubisoft um, recently came under fire after the announcement that they would begin implementing NFTs into many titles within its catalog, starting with Ghost Beacon Breakpoint. Players can find and purchase unique pieces of gear and loot that can later be resold on a dedicated marketplace. The unlisted trailer announcing the edition was received negatively by the community. So, anyways, there we go with that article. So we'll get into the anime articles now. I guess could still make it be easier to do this. So we're done with the comic side of it, at least for now. All right, so here we go. All right, so let's see now. So now we're gonna get into some anime news here. So here we go. Your Name, Weathering with You director teases reveal of next movie. Japanese movie studio Toho teases the upcoming reveal of the next movie from acclaimed anime writer and director Makoto Shinkai. Article by Haley McCullough, published 12 hours ago. There's an interesting peek from one of the movies, I guess. A new project by critically acclaimed filmmaker Makoto Shinkai, who wrote and directed Your Name and Weathering with You, is underway. According to a post made to Twitter, a press conference about Shinkai's latest film project will be held on the Toho Movie Channel on YouTube on December 15th, so tomorrow at 11 p.m. Japan Standard Time. Now, if that 11 p.m., so I'm guessing that would be, so we're, at least here in California, we're like 16 hours away. I'm thinking that means 13 hours away from So at least from my perspective here in California, 11 pretty much minus 16 there. So like so actually it's going to be happening in about a half hour apparently. So at 7 o'clock my time here, 10 o'clock Eastern, 11. Oh wait, what they say? Actually 11 p.m. I think is what they actually said. Yeah. So actually, I'd be 7 a.m. So actually tomorrow morning. I'm sorry. So 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, my time, 10 a.m. your all's time, and then 11 p.m. of course in Japan. So while the live broadcast will not include English subtitles, they will be added the following day. Here's a Twitter account with in kanji. And here's I guess the translation for that. Makoto Shinkai's next film finally gets underway. Press conference will premiere on the Toho Movie Channel on YouTube on Wednesday, December 15th at 11 p.m. Japan time. English subtitles will be added the following day, which will be the 16th. So. Shinkai began his animation career in 1996 in the video game industry with the developer Nihon Falcon, The Legend of Heroes, Is. Um, Before creating his first feature film, The Place Promised in Our Early Days in 2004. Many of his movies have performed well with both fans and critics, particularly the most recent projects, Your Name and Weathering with You. Your Name, which was released in 2016, is a romantic fantasy that tells the story of two high school students, a boy who lives in Tokyo and a girl who lives in the Japanese countryside, who inexplicably begin waking up in each other's bodies. Oh, that's Your Name, huh? It stars Ryonosuke Kamiki from Mary and the Witch's Flower and Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, Thrice Upon a Time, and Monet Kamishi Raishi, Wolf Children. The film grossed over 41.44 billion yen, which is the equivalent to 380.15 million US dollars worldwide, becoming one of the highest grossing anime films of all time. It also received recognition from several prominent awards institutions, winning Best Animated Feature Film at the 49th um, Sitges Film Festival, the 2016 Los Angeles Film Critics Association Awards, and the 71st Mainichi Film Awards. A live action adaptation of Your Name is currently in development by Paramount Pictures. Weathering with You, which debuted in 2019, is also a romantic fantasy film. The story follows a high school boy who runs away to Tokyo, an orphan girl with power to control the weather. Like Your Name, the movie received praise from both anime fans and critics. It grossed over 21.11 billion yen, which was the equivalent of 193.65 million US dollars, globally, and received multiple nominations from award institutions like the Academy Awards and Anime Awards and Annie Awards. See if you guys are saying anything about that yet. Say not much more is being said. All right. So as we continue on here, Shinkai's new project is just one of several high-profile anime films that will potentially be released 2022 and beyond. It has been confirmed that Scherzo of A Dark Dusk, the second movie in the Sword Art Online, the movie Progressive series, will premiere sometime next year. Netflix's Bubble, an all new original anime film that reimagines traditional mermaid stories, is scheduled to debut on April 28, 2022. Its creative team features many anime industry veterans like Tetsuro Araki from Attack on Titan, Takeshi Obata from Death Note and Platinum End, and Gen Urabochi from Puella Magi Madoka Magica. Your Name is currently available for streaming on Funimation. Weathering with You can be streamed on HBO Max. Oh, there we go. All right, so that's the first of the anime stories. Now here's another one of a sad one for Japanese fans. And of course, if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream so we can see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be very appreciative. Dragon Ball narrator and voice actor Joji Yanami passes away. Now, granted, this is the Japanese series, the Japanese voice actor and narrator. Um, the Funimation English voice actor Bryce Armstrong passed away a few years ago, and then so, anyways, let's get into this. Voice actor Joji Yanami, who voiced multiple roles in Dragon Ball, also starred in Lupin the Third and um, One Piece, has passed away. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 11 hours ago. And right there is, I don't know if this is one of the roles he did, if he was the Japanese voice for King Kai right there, who, of course, is voiced here in America in English by um, Sean Schemmel. Voice actor Joji Yanami, who voiced multiple characters throughout the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z anime series, has passed away at the age of 90. Wow, 90 years old. That's a pretty impressive. So that means he was born theoretically back in 1931. Wow. So he has been around a long time. Let's see, the Dragon Ball anime came out in '86, so if he was 30, he was born in 31 at the time, he would have been like 55 years old at that time. Um, wow, 90 years old. Quite a long life to have lived. Hmm. As reported by Nikon Sports, the anime industry veteran passed away on December 3rd at age 90. So December 3rd, that was what? Let's see. That was actually was on a Friday. 2 weeks ago, this coming Friday. So his talent agency, Aoni Production, announced the news of his passing to the Japanese press in a statement that expressed gratitude for Yanami's work and kindness. His family has already held a private funeral service for the actor. Let's see. I just want to see if we're at that. We're making decent, pretty good time there. A Tokyo native, Yanami was born in, as I was right, 1931. Began his voice acting career just as the anime industry was beginning to grow in the 1960s. So 61. So it's like 30 years old in 1961. One of the dates we've gone back to a few occasions. Where he got a start voicing characters in multiple classic anime series, such as the original Devilman and Cyborg 009. He was best known for his work in the Dragon Ball anime series, which um, he was a part of since its premiere in 1986, of course, at the age of 55. Yanami served as series narrator. His English counterpart at Funimation was Bryce Armstrong, who passed away, I believe, back in maybe 2017 or 2018, I believe. Um, and also voiced several of the original animated side characters, including Bulma's father, Dr. Breeze, who, for Funimation dub, was, I believe, voiced by Chris Forbes. Yanami continued to serve as a series narrator. The second anime adaptation, Dragon Ball Z, of course, Kale Bear did the Dragon Ball Z for the Funimation English dub, where he also took on the role of King Kai, a martial arts teacher who helps train Goku. Of course, King Kai in the Funimation dub was voiced by Sean Schemmel, who also voiced Goku. Um, Helped train Goku and several of his friends in the afterlife. The actor reprised his role as a series narrator for Dragon Ball GT sequel series and Dragon Ball Kai, a re-edited version of DBZ anime. Yanami would stay with the Dragon Ball series until 2015. So all the way up to 84 years old. And if I remember correctly, um, I think Bryce Armstrong also stayed with the series almost up to his death, and he was like I think in his 80s as well. So wow. When he took an indefinite medical leave from production of Dragon Ball Super, his Dragon Ball roles were filled by Naoki Tasuta, who previously voiced the shape-shifting Oolong in the series, who in the Funimation dub was Brad Jackson provided his voice. And I'm going to go off camera here for a moment or two. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back now. Oh, here we go. In addition to Dragon Ball, Yanami starred in countless other popular anime series during his nearly 60-year career, including One Piece, Inuyasha, City Hunter, and Digimon Adventure. His final non Dragon Ball role was in the 2013 crossover movie Lupin the Third versus Conan, Detective Conan, which we know is case closed here in the States, um, where he played the role of Master. He also appeared in multiple video games, in addition to reprising all of his Dragon Ball roles for that series, numerous video game adaptations and spin-offs. He was also part of the cast in Bandai Namco's Tales of Destiny RPG. Also lent his voice to Capcom's cult classic Tatsunoko versus Capcom fighting game. And I'm sure we've all probably played the arcade versions of some of those games from time to time. Tragically, Yanami joined several other Dragon Ball cast members who have passed in recent years. Chris Ayres, who voiced Frieza in the English dub of the series, passed away earlier this year at 50. Yeah, about a couple months ago, and we did cover that after a battle with COPD and Emphysema. Kirby Morrow, who played Goku in Ocean's English dub, was also known for his work in Stargate franchise, passed away in 2020, which we covered on this channel as well. Hiromi Suru, the original voice of Bulma, died suddenly in 2017 of an aortic dissection at age 57. There we go with that. And as I mentioned too, I think Bryce Armstrong also passed away, like I think about 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago. You see, let's double check that. Let me double check that. I'll give you the exact information on that. Oh, actually, no. Okay, my mistake. He actually passed away in early 2020, January 10th. Bryce Armstrong, who actually served as narrator on the first Dragon Ball series for Funimation, passed away January 10th, 2020. That still made him like 84 years old when he passed away. So, anyways. So, preparing to move on to the next story now. All right, so here's the next story we're going to cover here. All right, let's see. So, some news coming out of Jump Festa here. One Piece, My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dr. Stone unveil new art for Jump Festa 2022. Publisher Shueisha hypes up their upcoming Shonen Jump Festival by revealing new art from One Piece, My Hero Academia, and more. Article by Michael Cerna, published 9 hours ago. Look at all. Let's see. You got Ichigo and Naruto right next to each other there. Luffy right up front. You got I don't know that I think it's Jotaro right there. Um, you got Yusuke in the back right back corner there. Let's see. Who else can we recognize? We got the guy from Toriko over here at the far left. Upper. You got Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin. Uh, Deku and Asta next to each other, just to the left of Luffy right there. All right, so here we go. New art has been revealed for Shueisha's upcoming Jump Festa, the publisher's yearly celebration of all things Shonen Jump. New art from One Piece, My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Dr. Stone were commissioned by Shueisha from each of those series' original creators. 4 illustrations were shared online by Weekly Shonen Jump News, unofficial on Twitter. This year's Jump Festa is being held as a hybrid event. The festival's in-person activities will be held at the Makurahai Mess Convention Center in Chiba, Japan. But fans who can't make it to the event will still be able to watch the live stream of all of announcements through the official Shonen Jump YouTube channel. Shueisha has teased new announcements concerning the new season of Bleach anime. The reveal of more details about the upcoming Black Clover movie and a new trailer for the highly anticipated anime adaptation of Tetsuya Endo's Spy Family anime. So here we got from Shonen Jump News unofficial. Here's the tweet right here. Some artwork. The new One Piece art was drawn by series creator Eiichiro Oda. One Piece has experienced a banner year in 2021, publishing both its 1000th chapter and its 100th collected volume, as well as airing the 1000th episode of the anime adaptation, which has been running since 1999. So running for over 22 years now. The story of Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates has become the most successful manga series in history. Since its original publication in 1998, Oda's long-running epic has managed to achieve a circulation of almost half a billion copies worldwide. It is on track to break the lifetime sales records of franchises such as Harry Potter and Batman. My Hero Academia creator Kohei Horikoshi shared new art of the bunny-themed pro hero Rumi Usagiyama for the event. My Hero Academia recently completed the 5th season of its anime adaptation and has already begun to hype up season 6's long-awaited clash between Deku and Shigaraki. The anime has found success this year with its 3rd movie, World Heroes Mission, which has become the most successful movie in the franchise's history. Dr. Stone is one of Shonen Jump's newest hits. The series was created in 2017 by writer Riichiro Inagaki and South Korean artist Boichi. The series has been praised for its scientific accuracy and has received a popular anime adaptation from Studio TMS. The 2nd season of the anime concluded earlier this year, and a third season has already been announced. Jujutsu Kaisen is undeniably the biggest hit that Shonen Jump has had in recent years. Gege Akutami's dark fantasy story about a school of sorcerers was the best-selling manga of the year in Japan. Um, moving more than 30 million copies in the last 12 months. The series' first theatrical feature, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, is set to premiere in Japan on December 24th, Christmas Eve. Jump Festa will be held in Japan on December 18th and 19th. A live stream of the event will begin December 18th at 6 p.m. JST, which would be here a.m. and then start 2 a.m. here in the Pacific Standard Time Zone, and then 5 a.m. on the East Coast. So there we go with that one. Before I move on to the next article here, I need to step away from the computer for a moment. I will be right back. Right, I'm back. Hopefully, everybody's still having a good time listening to the articles here. Hopefully, you're all still here. Anyways, as we now move on to the next article here, let me see where are we at on time? 50. So we're coming right up on an hour mark. So I think we're still making pretty good time here. All right, Howl's Moving Castle gets audio adaptation with Game of Thrones star. A new audio adaptation of the classic fantasy book Howl's Moving Castle stars an unexpected Games of Thrones actor as the titular flamboyant wizard. Article by Haley McCullough, published 8 hours ago. So let's take a look at this. A new audio adaptation of Diana Wynne Jones' classic young adult fantasy Howl's Moving Castle has received a new audio drama adaptation that features a surprising Game of Thrones star as the titular wizard. Dewan Rayon, the actor behind Game of Thrones' infamous sadistic bastard Ramsay Snow, voices the magical flamboyant Howl. Produced by Bafflegab and aired by BBC Radio 4 on December 12th, which was this past Sunday. The audio adaptations cast also includes many other notable actors, like Julia McKenzie, Agatha Christie's Marple Midsummer Murders, as Old Sophie, Dakota Blue Richards, Golden Compass, as Young Sophie, Dan Starkey, Doctor Who, as Calcifer, Pippa Bennett Warner, of Harlots and Gangs of London, as the Witch of the Waste, and Robert Bathurst from Downtown Abbey and Toast of London as the narrator. Interesting choice of cast there. Choices of cast. Jones's Howl's Moving Castle, the first book in her Land of Ingari trilogy, was originally published in April 1986 by Green Willow Books. It tells the story of Sophie Hatter, the eldest of three sisters living in a world where fairy tale tropes were accepted ways of life. Even though she possesses the ability to talk life into objects, Sophie is resigned to a dull existence. However, when she is cursed by the powerful Witch of the Waste, is transformed into an old woman, surprisingly, she finds herself working as a cleaning lady for the notorious wizard Howl. The book was well received by both critics and readers upon its release. It was runner up for the Boston Globe Horn Book Award in 1986, went on to win Phoenix Award in 2006. Of course, Bafflegab's audio adaptation isn't the first adaptation of Howl's Moving Castle. In 2004, Studio Ghibli and director Hayao Miyazaki created an animated feature film based on Jones's story, which was nominated for Best Animated Feature at the 78th Academy Awards, losing to Nick Park and Steve Box's Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbits. There are substantial differences between the movie and the book, as Sophie's magical ability and second sister are absent in Studio Ghibli's interpretation of the story. Excuse me a moment, I gotta go off camera here real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Continuing on with the article here, let's see. Like Bafflegab's audio adaptation, the film's voice cast includes several popular actors. The original Japanese version starred Takuya Kimura, Blade of the Immortal, and Doraemon, Nobita's New Dinosaur, and Akihiro Miwa, Princess Mononoke, Pokemon, Arceus, and the Jewel of Life. And the English dub featured Gene Simmons, Christian Bale, Josh Hutcherson, and Billy Crystal. Applegad's audio adaptation of Howl's Moving Castle is featured to stream on BBC Radio 4's website for a limited time, and the film can be watched on HBO Max alongside other Studio Ghibli classics like Spirited Away and Castle in the Sky. Oh, there we go with that one. So where are we at now? Let's see. So time-wise, we're at just past the hour mark. Hopefully everybody's still here. All right. All right. So here's the next article we're looking at. Toradora promises new announcements for series' 15th anniversary. Toradora comes back to the limelight with plans for a new project to commemorate the cherished romantic comedies series' 15th anniversary. Article by Lance Gore, published 8 hours ago. I watched this, I think, last year. It was pretty interesting anime. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Dengeki Bunko is planning something special for Toradora. The official Japanese Twitter account for Dengeki Bunko announced a new project to commemorate the 15th anniversary. So that means that came back in 2006, by the way. The beloved rom-com series, romantic comedy. No details were mentioned concerning the nature of the project itself, which has led to speculation if this could just mean release of limited time merchandise, a new OVA, or even plans for a series tackling Ryuji's and Taiga's life after the original series end. Toradora began as a light novel series written by Yuyuko Takemiya and illustrations done by Yasu. Ashi Media Works published the franchise under its Dengeki Bunko imprint in March of 2006. The series ended its run in 2009 with a total of 10 volumes and 3 million copies sold in Japan. By the time of its finale, a manga adaptation illustrated by Zekio was published on Ashi Media Works Shonen Manga magazine, Dengeki Comic Gao, in September 2007. Before it was moved to the Dengeki Dio magazine in May 2008, where it is currently still ongoing. A spin-off series, apparently titled Toradora Spinoff, began publication in May 2007 and ended in April 10th, 2010, a total of 3 volumes. A 25-episode anime adaptation produced by animation studio JC Staff, known for Food Wars, Shakugan, and Shakugan no Shana, and directed by Tatsuyuki Nagai. Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans, A Certain Scientific Railgun T, began airing in Japan in October 2008 and ended in March 2009. An OVA episode was released along with the Blu-ray disc box set in December 2011. The series received positive reviews, with praise being directed toward its enjoyable character dynamics, fun story, and on-point comedic humor. Toradora was selected as a recommended work in the 2009 Japan Media Arts Festival, and voice actress Rie Kugiyama won Best Actress in the 2009 Seiryu Awards for her portrayal of Taiga Asaka. Toradora centers around Ryuji Takasu, a high school student who is often mistaken for a delinquent despite his soft-spoken nature. When he meets the most dangerous student in the school, Taiga Palm Top Tiger Isaka, it ends with them harboring a mutual distaste. However, Ryuji and Taiga are soon forced back together when they find out that they each have crushes on the other's best friend. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Dora's light novel and manga are licensed for Western release by Seven Seas Entertainment, and are available in both physical and digital formats. The anime adaptation is available for streaming on multiple digital distributions, including Netflix, Prime Now, Tubi, Funimation, and Crunchyroll. And as I recall, the Toradora anime was dubbed out here in LA, out in SoCal here. I think might have been out of Bang Zoom. So with that, see, so how many more do we get here? We're just past the hour. We're at hour 13, so we're still making relatively good time here. And where did everybody go? Because we're down to one person viewing. That must be me. So we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3 stories to go here. So, alrighty then. So let's move on to the next story here. Woody's here. Hey, Woody. Could be me. Yeah, I guess it could be. How you doing, man? If you can like and share the stream, that'd be appreciated. So we can get some more friendly people in here. Anyways, here we go. Evangelion creators live action Ultraman movie gets premiere date trailer. Despite delays due to COVID-19 pandemic, a new trailer confirms the premiere date for Evangelion creator Hideaki Anno's newest movie. Article by Haley McCullough, published 7 hours ago. Earlier this year, Hideaki Anno's Shin Ultraman was delayed indefinitely due to the COVID-19 pandemic impacting its production schedule, but a new teaser trailer reveals the movie's new premiere date. The trailer showcases the fusion of the original television series aesthetics and the Evangelion creator's iconic style, in addition to confirming that the movie will debut next year. Anno wrote Shin Ultraman's screenplay, while the movie will be directed by Shinji Higuchi of Dragon Pilot, Hisone, and Masaton and Shin Godzilla fame, and Shiro Sagisu, Magi the Labyrinth of Magic, Berserk, the Golden Age arc, serving as the film's composer. Produced by Toho Pictures, My Hero Academia, World Heroes Mission, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Mugen Train, and Cine Bazaar, Shin Ultraman stars Takumi Saito, who previously appeared in the live-action adaptations of Ace Attorney, Space Battleship Yamato, as, quote, the guy who becomes Ultraman, unquote. Other confirmed members of the film's cast include Masami Nagasawa from Bleaching Kingdom, Hidetoshi Nishijima, Drive My Car, Daiki Arioka, Code Blue 3, Akari Hayami, Gintama, Koji Yamamoto, Kamen Rider Reiwa, First Generation, and Tatsuchi Tanaka, the Tokyo night sky is always the densest shade of blue. But their specific roles have not been revealed. Let's see. Shin Ultraman is based on Ultraman, the science fiction television series by Eiji Tsuburaya, which ran for 39 episodes from July 1996. July 1996 to April 19. All right, that's either supposed to say 66 to 67 or 96 to 97. Currently, there is little information about what story beats or plot elements from the original will be adapted to the big screen. Anno's film is just one of a number of high-profile movies that have already confirmed a 2022 premiere date, sequel to this year's Sword Art Online movie Progressive Aria of a Starless Night, the compilation film Fruits Basket, Prelude, are both set to debut in 2022. Furthermore, Studio Ponoc is adapting A.F. Harold's beloved children's novel, The Imaginary, for the big screen. Anno has stated that he would like to continue working on live action movies for the foreseeable future. But he hinted that there may be more Evangelion made without him sometime in the future. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.01, Thrice Upon a Time, the grand final of the rebuild of Evangelion series, premiered earlier this year. The filmmaker teased a continuation of the story in an interview where he discussed gaps in the Evangelion timeline. Shin Ultraman is scheduled to hit theaters in Japan on May 13, 2022. It is currently unknown if or when the movie will receive an international release. And of course, from what I understand, Ano has had a history of kind of these long breaks in between releases. So seems to be picking up speed here now, apparently. All right. We're at hour 21, so yeah, we made some good time tonight. I thank you for that extra like there, Woody. All right, so let's see now. So let's move on to this next article here. We got two more articles here to go through, then we should start wrapping up. 5 anime and manga that truly understand disability. Though disabilities are still a delicate topic to take on, the results in anime can be incredible characters and inspiring pieces of work. Article by Lara Adams, published 5 hours ago. Running the following. All right. Well, unfortunately, then we cannot do that article because, as you all know, I don't do spoilers. I won't do spoilers. I thought it was going to be another profile piece, but I guess they got decided to put an anime in there that's currently active. So, all right. So, moving on to the last article of the night, then. I like. Hour 23 minutes. All right. So, we're going to hit this last article up. It should be. These beloved. Okay. So, here we go. So, this will be the last article of the night. These beloved shoujo anime slyly share dangerous messages. Dangerous messages toward young people, especially, can be found anywhere. And beloved anime such as Fruits Baskets are no exception. Article by Lara Adams and published 2 hours ago. So, see what she means by dangerous messages. Shoujo anime is one of the first. Shoujo anime is often the first stop for young girls just getting an anime. And with the responsibility of such a young and easily influenced audience, shoujo creators should have should have that responsibility in mind at all times. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't like where this is going. However, the slyest of toxic messages can hide away in seemingly innocent places. Oh boy. This is gonna probably be another feminist rant about how shoujo anime belittles girls. Almost seems like what it sounds like. Although much beloved and some of them standard watching for anime fans, these shows can bury some incredibly harmful ideas beneath the surface that are either so well hidden and so embedded in our own society that they're difficult to detect. Here are 3 shonen shoujo anime with unexplicitly harmful oh boy. The name of the girl who wrote this article again? Lara Adams. Now, mind you, CBR is known for having some pretty left-leaning influences in their reporting staff. So bear that in mind here as we Fruits basket. Toru gives too much of herself away. All right, let's see what this has to say here. See what that's supposed to mean. Toru Honda, the protagonist of Fruits Basket, is an undoubtedly good person. She is beloved by everyone in the show and many in the fan base as well. There are questions on forums on how to be more like Toru, quizzes on how much like her you are, and some fierce arguments against the idea that people find Toru unrealistic. Regardless, how however realistic or unrealistic Toru may be, anyone who is like this character is due to burn out. Toru gives herself away every time in order to help those around her. And while that is a praiseworthy action, Toru also doesn't take the appropriate amount of time to take care of herself and return. Well, I guess she has a point there. I think she has a point. Okay, Lara may have a point with Toru there. Additionally, while she improves throughout the series, she has a habit of putting others' problems before her own. Again, while this in itself is not a bad thing, the fact that Toru does this all the time is unhealthy for her own mental state. Fruits Basket is a common first read for girls getting into manga, and the recent reboot of the anime makes the series more accessible than ever. The fact that forums exist on how to be like Toru simply shows how her character type can be idolized for being so incredibly kind without thought to the ramifications of never taking care of yourself in return. It's okay to want to take Toru as inspiration, but she should only ever be a rough estimate instead of an idol. Well, okay, with that one, okay, I can see her point, and that's not an SJW. At first here, it almost sounded like it was going to be some kind of SJW feminist message, but maybe this article won't be that. This is pretty watered down version of toxic. Are you talking about this article right here? Yeah, it sounds like it. It actually sounds. Actually, I'd say toxic. Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait to see the other examples here. But thus far, yeah, you're right, Woody. I mean, from what she's saying here, it almost sounds it's more reasonable what she's talking about here. Okay, and I've seen Fruits Basket, so I get exactly what she's saying. And I've seen this next one they're going to talk about too, Oran High School Host Club. Haruhi's agency is constantly ignored. Oh, okay, I wonder what that means. Agency, as in what? Is she's a girl dressed as a boy that she's pretending as a boy? Let's see. Let's see what they mean by that. Haruhi's agency is constantly ignored. See what Lara's talking about here. Oran High School Host Club is another staple for getting an anime, which makes it worse that it hides so many toxic messages. All right, let's see what you mean by toxic messages. From the first episode in which Haruhi Fujioka is forced to join the host club for breaking a vase, she is living in debt and therefore subject to the whims of the club, and that doesn't stop at school. The club makes their own decisions about going to visit Haruhi at home and at the place she's working over the summer, and casually stalks her to the grocery store and while on a date with another club member. All right. I think she might be okay. So, forced to join the host club for breaking a vase. Yeah, because she couldn't pay for the vase. They had her join in order to help pay off her debt for breaking the vase. She's living in debt. Well, she comes from a poor background. That's true. Therefore, the subject to the whims of the club. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what happens when you indebt yourself to people. And that doesn't stop at school. The club makes their own decisions about going to visit her at home. Now, personally, I don't find a problem with that. It's not like they're breaking into her house. Okay. Granted, I know that's not always considered so. For if I know that the idea of just simply going out and wanting to visit a friend at their home and just deciding one day to do it, I know that may not be in our culture. Well, I think in a lot of cultures it's not necessarily considered outright appropriate, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. You know, you go up to the door, you knock on the door, you ask to see the person you want to visit. If they want to visit with you, fine. If not, you move on. As long as you're not trying to like break in the house or do anything inappropriately, you know, that's really I don't think a big problem. That's just my opinion on that. But um, let's see. In the place she's working over the summer. Well, I mean, they obviously want to see her. They want to hang out with her. Um, Again, going to her workplace, if if they're doing business there and they want to spend time with her, why not? Again, I don't see a problem with that. Casually stalks her to the grocery store while on a. All right, that was just one time thing too, but anyways, Haruhi's agency as a character is stripped down even to what she wears. She must present as a boy in order to attend guest of the club. Well, because but Tamaki Suo in particular is constantly trying to get her to wear more feminine clothing that he picks out. Well, because they're a host club. A host club is a group of guys who are basically playing host to girls. And then I think the opposite of that is a maids cafe, right? Okay. And she was already, you know, dressing as a boy even when they found her. In fact, what a lot of people don't know about, probably don't remember about this show was it wasn't until they didn't know that she was a girl at first. They actually thought that she was a boy. It wasn't until after they found out that she was a girl that, of course, Tamaki wanted to see her more in dresses. So this sounds almost like a little more. But Tamaki Sho, in particular, is constantly trying to get. Okay, we already read that part. These more innocent actions can even turn disturbing, such as when club member Kiyoya Otori feigns a sexual assault on Haruhi in order to make her understand how weak she is as a girl. Haruhi is a character who can laugh all this off, but that doesn't change the fact that one of the most basic starter anime titles out there is filled with main character constantly having control over her own life stripped away. Okay. One, I think, Lara's reading a little too much into it. Now, as to this last fact here, he did do that. But that was to protect, believe it or not, his intentions were good there. It was to kind of remind her that, yeah, because she oftentimes acts like a boy. So she will sometimes. I've seen this show. So I know what I'm talking about here. Haruhi has a tendency to act like a boy in many ways. She's very independent, very strong-willed. Okay. And sometimes, yes, she needs to be reminded that she's a girl because otherwise she is liable to put herself in dangerous situations. Better for a club member and a friend to feign sexual assault and she learns something from it than she actually find herself in a situation where it's most likely an acquaintance who's not a friend, not a member of the club, or even a complete stranger who actually does decide to cross that line. You know, again, I think in this case, like, okay, I was more in agreement with Lara about Toru. Okay, yeah, she made some good points there. But here, for Haruhi and Oran, I think she's reading a little too much into it. You know, I think she's reading maybe a little too much into it there. So that's, again, my own personal opinion on that. And here's probably the one anime of the three that they're talking about here. Okay, let's see what. All right. Excessive altruism isn't necessarily toxic. Unless I misunderstand her point. Let's see. Well, I think that you're talking about in the case of Toru. I mean, it's why people let me always earn less than my peers because I'm too aggressive, too agreeable. The SJW outlook doesn't like being reminded that women are in general weaker than men and therefore more vulnerable, which is true, which is the point that we are just talking about there with Haruhi, Woody, which in part the the reason the woman's power is more in the area of social trickery, and seduction and femme fatales a la Faye Valentine, or toxic femininity, as I like to call it. Yeah, I mean, the fact is, from a biological standpoint, from a in terms of muscle mass and all that, generally speaking, women are weaker than men. All right, that's hello walls. That's basically that is kind of a truism that they don't like to acknowledge. So, anyways, let's continue on with the article here. Now, uh, this is probably the one anime I haven't watched yet. So, My life as a villainess, all routes lead to doom, the incest elephant in the room. Okay, let's see what this one's about. My life, my next life as a villainess, all routes lead to doom, is charming and funny, but the fact that the show has graduated Keith Class's childhood crush on his older sister into actually making him a potential love interest is troubling. Keith and Katerina Klass are adopted siblings from a young age. Okay, so they're not blood related. While Katerina thinks of Keith in a strictly platonic manner, Keith has a very different intentions. After being rescued from a kidnapping, he kissed Katerina and has now declared his love, finally making Katerina aware of his feelings. All right. It gets worse. While trying to get their sibling dynamic back by showing Keith her new pajamas, Keith pins Katerina to the bed, telling her that if she walks into a man's room at night in her night clothes, she can't complain about what happens. All right, maybe that's a little strong. That might be a strong way of putting it, but she might have a slight point there. Um, he then kisses her forehead and lets her go, and the matter is settled for the season. Combining the incestuous relationships with blatant victim blaming makes it wrong that Keith was ever and continues to be one of Katerina's love interests. All right, but the thing is that one, they're not blood related, and two, Katerina is making that choice of her own free will there. Okay, I don't know. Yes, it might be incestuous because they are adoptive brother and sister, but they're not blood related. So you know, I mean, this kind. It is, I mean, in that kind of case, it's kind of like similar to a situation that was happening, was rumored to be happening on the Brady Bunch years ago. Um, we're hearing some reports where, um, and of course, when the Brady Bunch ran from 1969 to 73, they were or into the mid 70s. So it was at a time when you were trying to keep television, you're trying to keep the illusion of television as much as possible. So even though people may have been aware that they were actors and actresses, the illusion that, the thought of Greg and Marsha Brady dating, caused concern for the producers, and they asked them to, hey, why don't you guys fix each other up with maybe some friends of yours, not with each other? Because even the stigma of that would be kind of problematic, as they like to call it. Anyways, these shoujo anime likely don't intend to propagate harmful messages, but instead mirror society. Toru is good because women are meant to be endlessly kind and giving. Haruhi puts up with the host club because women put up with the immature annex and boyish tendencies of men, and Katerina is the joke of her own series and so can't respond to her brother acting so inappropriately. It's unfair to lash out at anime specifically while these attitudes still run rampant. Okay, so this is definitely got some SJW grind to it. However, while still beloved series, it's important to acknowledge that sentimentality does not a flawless anime make, and that it's fine to call out these fan favorites so that the young people getting into anime for the first time or are entering a safe community, oh boy, that has their best interests at heart. Oh boy. Yes, but again, you do see, but I think it is a little more commonplace in Japanese culture for brothers and sisters to have. Granted, it hardly ever goes beyond anything, anything more than just innocent, whatever is innocent, considered innocent. But you know, I think she was reading more into it than really should have. Alrighty then. So, according to YouTube and StreamYard, nobody's watching, but I know I'm still here, and I'm sure Woody's still here, right, Woody? Still here, man? YouTube's saying one viewer now. Now StreamYard's back up to one viewer. So, anyway, so that's all for the main articles tonight. That was a pretty good run of time there, an hour 46. So, now I guess it would be a good time to start getting ready to wind down here. So are you guys ready for this day in each history? All right. Well, without any further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and start it on this day in each history. Today being Tuesday, December the 14th. Let's take a look back at this day in each history. And first off, we're going to go back to 1991, 30 years ago today. As on this date back in 1991, CBS aired for the final time Where's Wally, which was called Where's Waldo here in North America, was an animated television series production based on the Where's Wally books by Martin Hanford and animated by Deke Enterprises. So on this date in 1991, Where's Wally was canceled by CBS. It aired its last episode there. So with that, we have one more piece in each history, and then we will be done for the night. As on this date in 2005, which was 16 years ago today, the 15th issue of Noble Causes went on sale from Image Comics on this date in 2005 for $3.50. It's 32 pages. So, 15th issue of Noble Causes went on sale on this date in 2005. So, with that, thank you everyone for being here tonight. We get on this Friday, we will be doing the historical comic retrospect. RJ Carter from Critical Blast will be filling in for Batgoat. So with that, I bid you all adieu, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Bye.